going on, everyone? Today we're going to be reviewing the Heritage Rough Rider. So we picked this guy up recently for $60. Regular $200. It was on sale for $100, and then there's a mail-in rebate of $25. And then where we work, we get a little bit of a discount, so it brought it all the way down to $60. Now you're going to be finding these guys for yourself for around $75 after your mail-in rebate, which is honestly a remarkable deal for something like this. Don't expect cult performance, but for a fun plinker or a really cool gift, this might be the one for you. Has a 6.5-inch barrel with very basic sights. As you can see at the top, there's just really not much up there, honestly. It's a single action revolver, which means you have to pull the hammer all the way back to drop it. Having a single action revolver makes it simpler and safer when teaching new shooters. But you can still find a way to mess it up. I mean, just ask Alec Baldwin. Now, if you're a complete dum-dum and really need the extra safety, they give you a manual safety up at the front here. So, I mean, you really have no excuse. You have a standard polymer grip with a bunch of stars in it and Heritage engraved onto the grips. For how cheap this gun is, the grip actually doesn't feel that bad. Another really cool thing is you can actually change that cylinder out to run 22 Magnum if you desire. If you want to run this as an extra truck gun or for self-defense, I would probably recommend 22 Magnum, or if you stick with 22 long rifle, shoot CCI Stingers to give you the biggest punch. To load and unload this guy, you have to put the hammer at half cock, so you'll hear a initial click, and then you'll hear the second click when you pull it about halfway. Now the cylinder will spin freely, which will allow you to load and or unload the cylinder. Overall, that's about it. We're gonna talk some more on the range, but let's get to shooting. So we have some Monarch 40 grain. We've shot thousands of rounds of this stuff, and so far it's been pretty good. So see how she does. Finding the red dot on this thing is impossible. Looks like we got a Mexican standoff here, boys. Oh, I'm out. Make sure you tighten up these screws because we've had issues before where this screw right here just came out and this whole piece just fell out. Heritage sent out that piece for free. Their customer service has absolutely been amazing, at least from our experience. So I hope it's the same for you guys. And we bought this with our own money, by the way. This was not like they sent it out. We bought this just because it's kind of a stupid deal. Why wouldn't you want to get one of these? A lot of people don't like the manual safety, me included. Skylar doesn't like the manual safety. However, for those new shooters, this is not a bad idea. Also, if you want to teach your kids growing up, getting into pistols, obviously supervision is key, but this is also great as well.
All right, so the barrel on this thing is kind of that perfect length, 6.5 inches. 6.5 inches, you can still be accurate with it, but at the same time, if you want to leave in your glove compartment or wherever you're storing, it's not like it's crazy long. Like that one Joker model that we saw before, that was insane. It's not loaded up, by the way. I'm not trying to shoot my hand off here. Outside of that, you can customize them. So this one's got a nice stippling grip. All those little stars, they're actually cut a little bit deeper than you expect, so I get a decent grip. But if you want something that's more like a smooth grip, you can get that, change them out. Like Sean said, it's just a great platform for kids to learn on. They can be great gifts. It's not a lot of money. If you want to get a gun to like somebody, but you're like, I don't want to spend a lot of money, $100, then you get the mail-in rebate, that's pretty dang cool. So really, for all you're getting for the money, not bad. Not bad at all. Man, when you hit the steel at the right angle, down low where it's really smacking that steel, oh my gosh, that sounds great.
So this guy right here, again, 75 bucks after mail-in rebate. This one is the tactical cowboy version. So it's got a threaded barrel, still a 6.5-inch barrel, but it's threaded towards the end. We put a interesting muzzle device on the end here. Fiber optic front post, Picatinny rail. We put the Siley Optics T10X Pro on the top. Love this thing. Took us a minute to get it sighted in, and then we have carbon fiber look-alike grips on the back. This is what happens when the autism hits a little hard. This is what happens when you spend your money wisely. Finding the dot on this is a horrible thing. When you spin this like that, I recommend a 4.5-inch barrel to begin with, but the 6.5 barrel, you can do it. Hell, I'm doing it with a muzzle device on the end and an optic, but that Picatinny rail, if you're practicing, has cut my hand so many times doing this that it forced me to learn how to do this as quick as possible. So also trying to fan the gun is impossible, especially with an optic, but you take the optic off and you use the pick rail, you're cutting your hand on the pick. This, again, we are good, but you can do that, which we're gonna try that right now. Dimension 22 is not exactly the most reliable cartridge in the world, so. One of these didn't go off. Okay, if you put stingers in this, I'd be like, oh, boom! While this is only 60 doubloons, you know, we still trust Ring doorbell, the Ring systems, to protect our stuff. We have a link in the description down below if you want to pick one up. They even have 4K models now too. It's 24/7 security while you're not there. The safety works, guys. Look, see?
So we've talked about training with this gun. It's great for kids, getting used to a firearm for the first bit. It does have the safety mechanism. I personally don't want it for that, but you can just leave it on fire, ready to go. But this is almost like a force multiplier. You know how people are like, what's the point of a high point? Who knows what the point of a high point is, but a lot of people would say it's a shower gun. You know, put it in something where the moisture's not gonna get to it. Or a bathroom gun, whatever. It's just a force multiplier. A bunch of guns you can buy cheaply and not use for any illegal activities. But put them in the shower, keep them in the bathroom, put them as an extra truck gun. You know, hopefully you have other more capable firearms, but if you're talking about, you could buy so many of these for dirt cheap, the price you could buy a $400 or $500 gun, you buy a bunch of these, why not just leave one in your car? Again, don't tell anybody about it, but just want to say, Heritage, you really do make some cool stuff. And the fact that Sean has his tactical cowboy, to have that option to put on the LPVO, I think as we did that one time as well. I'm sure Sean can pop up a video of that. That was, I think I said that was sick, but I don't know. That's just kind of crazy, honestly. We were on something that day. But I love these guns. These are just fun little plinkers, guys. All right, let's shoot these big torso targets. Tad bit of blowback. All right, this gun, and we talked about being force multiplier, you can put the 22 Magnum cylinder in here if you really want to go more towards that self-defense or varmint hunting, whatever it is. You got a long enough barrel to do it. You can change out the cylinder, and it's like, what, 30, 35 bucks for the cylinder. It's not that bad. So you can kind of build it the way you want to. It's really, really nice and versatile. So, I mean, I commend them for this. It's such a great little gun. Just a big, huge shout out to all those who have sent us super thanks. It's super chats on some other platforms. We call it super thanks here on YouTube. So if you could be a good little individual and not say anything too inappropriate, we will shout out your super thanks that you send. So you can send money through a super thanks, leave a comment, and if it's appropriate enough, we will post it at the end of our next main video. So we really hope you guys do, because, you know, money, YouTube on YouTube is not a lot. But thank y'all for your support, and we're gonna see you in the next one, okay? Again, keep it somewhat appropriate, just a little bit appropriate. You know, PG-13, something like that.